Man. Come on. Man. Okay. I think I spelled this woman's name wrong. Y'all let me know if y'all can hear me clearly. I know y'all won't be able to see me. I'm off cam. Off cam. Y'all let me know if y'all can at least see. Put the motherfucking word out. Real quick. What's up, Dondre? What's up, Courtney? What's up, Miss Mello? Queen Ashley, Isaac Ford, Evil Sam. What up? What up? What up? What up? What up? I'm gonna give people some time to get in here because this random as fuck. People just liking this bitch already. I tell you what, man. Like I gained people to sub to my channel just to come to dislike every video I do. But okay. What's up, Ashley? What's up, Hood Hot Rod? Savannah, Tamara, Taylor. This is Cartridge by Currency. A lot of people sleep on that Currency. What's up, Yankee Girl, Lady C? What's up, Monica? Terrence, what up? That Ninja Brandon, what up? It's a random show, so I'm gonna give people some time. So y'all got time to go grab me some shit if you want to. This was random as fuck. I wasn't even gonna talk about it, but I figured I posted about it. I posted about it on Instagram, so I figured I had to talk about it real quick to frame everything. It's the motherfucking cartridge, man. They telling you what the name of the song is. That's what I said, boss. People gonna be just disliking the video just because it's me right now. Nobody listening to my content. They just want a thumbs down. It's okay. Vibration. We old enough to handle it. What's up, Marissa? Yeah, to make nothing out of something you can't big. You don't be crying and suffering. You chase it, y'all got time? Go get y'all something to drink real quick. I won't be on here too long. I just want to make sure everybody's seeing this shit. I'm a rapper, I'm still a real nigga. You understand? Fuck all that rap shit when I'm chillin'. You understand? Take that shit outside of my building. You understand? I've been in the game. Still Supreme, what up? You understand? Great Gatsby is a real conversation. I don't give a fuck about nobody dissing me on Twitter. It's okay. But people diss me, it's cool. As long as they get back to work. Hopefully when they're done talking about me, they get back to work. That's all we can hope right now. I'm sure they will. You know, I ain't worried about them. Black on fire, remaining G. Until the moment you expire, you know what it is. To make nothing out of something, you hand to your
business, you don't be crying, suffering, you gon' make the chase it, as a black on fire, you make the G, until the moment you
it's all right, Ashley, you right. I mean, come on now. We rolled.
You don't be crying, suffering.
We roll. We go ahead and turn this down, y'all. Y'all let me know if y'all can hear me clearly. Yeah, I'm gonna be ignoring whatever trolls in here tonight. If my mods catch them, maybe they might do. But we not, you know. Yeah, he stole Juvie's hook. It's okay though. He slowed it down a little bit. He slowed it down a little bit. He did steal his little. He stole his little beat and everything with it. But that shit cold though, especially in my goddamn truck. But first and foremost, shout out Team Rob. Y'all already know what it is. Mad love to everybody that's here right now. Again, I know this show is random as fuck. I know it is. But I felt compelled to speak about this presidential candidate, Marianne Williamson. I'll also be talking about Bernie Sanders as well. Play a little audio from them. Play a little audio so everybody understands. What's up, Tamika? Mega Just Me. Miss Cannon. We're going to play a little audio. We're going to start with, I'm going to start with Bernie first. Simply because, you know, I know that, you know, there are a lot of people that cape for Bernie. Bernie Sanders is like, you know, the hero to black folk at some point because he marched with Martin Luther King back in the day and all this stuff. So this is one of the people that Killer Mike supports very, very, very heavily, even though Bernie Sanders said this shit. Now, y'all listen carefully. How do I get y'all off slow mode? Let me see if I can do it. Fuck. Hold on. Let me see if I can. I might be about slow as a bitch right now. Hold on, y'all. Before I play the Bernie, I'm going to try to get this shit off slow mode real quick. See if I can do that real quick for the team. I don't think I can because it's already on slow mode unless somebody can school me real quick. It is on slow mode. Hold on, let's see. Fuck. Hold on, maybe I can do it from here. Let me see if I can do it in here real quick. Y'all, hold on. Give me 1 second. Let me see if I can do it from in here. Okay, I think I got it. Let me see. Okay, boom. Boom. Let me know if it's still on slow mode. I might have figured it out. Let me know if it's still on slow mode for y'all, and then we'll continue. Okay. I took slow mode off. It's saying I took it off. Y'all confirm or deny that. It's off slow mode. Cool. Boom. I worked it out. Worked it right on out. Real quick. Now, y'all listen carefully. I don't know how loud this will be played. It's something I posted on Instagram. Bernie Sanders. My caption read, "Is this your king?" With that Killmonger voice in there. Bernie Sanders doing a little interview with some other white man. Y'all listen to this shit.
A lot of African Americans are starting to call for reparations for the many years of stolen labor through slavery. Is that something that you would support as president?
No, I don't think so. I mean, I think it would be, first of all, it's likely of getting through a Congress's nil. Second of all, I think it would be, very divisive. I think the real issue is when we look at the poverty rate among the African American community, when we look at the high unemployment rate within the African American community, the incarceration rate within the African American community, we have a lot of work to do. So I think what we should be talking about is making massive investments in rebuilding our cities, in creating millions of decent paying jobs, in making public colleges and universities tuition free, and working on childcare. Basically, targeting our federal resources to the areas that it is needed the most, and where it is needed the most are in impoverished communities, often African American and Latino.
A lot of that.
Now, that's what he said. If you didn't hear him clearly, white man asked him, a lot of African Americans are calling for reparations. Good job, y'all. A lot of y'all holding their feet to the fire about some real shit. He said he think it would be divisive. Now, it's not divisive when anybody else getting reparations. It's not divisive for anybody else, but for black people to get any form of reparations would be divisive. He said, what we need to focus on is rebuilding the cities, making more jobs, making more wage slaves, basically. Making more wage slaves, investing. And he said we, and to me, the word we means a bunch of white folk. That's what we means, is he's speaking we. Bunch of white folk. What's up, Essence? Bunch of white folk. That's what he said. Anybody sitting around saying that, not even entertaining the conversation, he said divisive, Miss Courtney X. I don't know whether you're saying he might have said feasible. It wouldn't be feasible too, but this is, again, he's not for, regardless of whether you want to use the word feasible, divisive, you can use whatever word you want. The motherfucker said basically, nah, that's not a good idea. If to summarize, you know, that's what he said. This is Bernie Sanders saying this. Okay, he said both. Okay, my bad, Courtney. He did say both. Wouldn't be feasible and divisive. Basically, hell no, not a good idea to do this. We need to be, you know, rebuilding. Now, a white woman, presidential candidate running for on the Democratic ticket, Marianne Williamson. She is Oprah's spiritual counselor. She thinks she's going to run on the campaign. Her campaign is saying that America needs a moral and spiritual awakening. This is what she's running on. She said we need a healing. America needs a healing. Amen. Can the church say amen? This is basically what she believes. I'll quote her on this before I play her little clip that I shared about her. She says we need someone to articulate what's happening, the deeper levels of moral dysfunction. I've had a 35-year in naming and transforming those dynamics. That's my qualification for presidency at this time. That's what she said. That's what she said. She said she had a 35-year in naming and transforming those dynamics. Now, I went back and I looked at her 35-year run of her claiming that she's naming and transforming certain dynamics. I didn't see any evidence of she's one of those activists that's women's rights. You know, she has organizations that help with the poor. But to be naming a dynamic and you not using the words white supremacy, institutional racism, then I can't say that you just been naming some dynamics, because that's not normally what's dealt with. But with Oprah backing her, I think she'll get a lot of the black votes based on Oprah backing her. I'm going to play you a clip that is circulating right now that got black folk like, shit, she might be on to something. Let me show you this. Hold on, God. Hold on. Let me turn that shit off. Let me see. Hold on. Hold on. Let me turn that shit off. So quit fucking doing, I'm making all the damn noise. Okay, so y'all can hear clearly. Let me turn it up a little bit more. This is her statement.
In incremental ways. but in fundamental ways. I propose a plan for reparations for slavery. Just as the German nation has paid $89 billion in reparations to Jewish organizations since World War II, and just as the United States has paid $20,000 in reparations to descendants of those who were in Japanese internment camps during World War II, I propose a $100 billion plan of reparations to be paid over 10 years. I submit that we should choose a council of esteemed African-American leaders who were given over a 10-year period, $10 billion a year, and this money should be dispersed as they deem most appropriate in order for economic and educational revitalization to be achieved within the Black community. It's time. It's time for a fundamental effort. It's time for us to do for future generations what other generations have done for us. Just an
Now, when I saw this, I was like, "Oh shit!" Because like the interviewer that talked to Bernie Sanders, he said that African Americans are calling for reparations. So she comes out and says, "Well, it's time for America, 3Ks don't get this shit fucked up, Incorporate to pay back, give reparations to these Black folk out here because." You know, 89 billion went to the Germans. The Germans did that for the you know, the people that they had in the Holocaust situation, the would-be Jews, and Asians then got $20,000. Now, what she didn't talk about or mention is that Obama also gave some money to the would-be Jews during his presidency as well. And she talked about, I want to say she said the Germans did it for the Nazis, not the Nazis. I'm tripping. The Germans did it for the so-called Jews over there, 89 billion to them. Obama gave I don't know exactly how many million. I want to say it was 12 or 13 million dollars to the so-called white Jewish community in his presidency. Nobody said a thing. Now, when I saw this, and, you know, people talking about this, I'm like, okay, I see what you're saying a little bit, but $100 billion? $100 billion for almost 250 years of free labor that y'all got a head us up on. And when y'all so-called freed Black people, you had already had a system set up to marginalize, terrorize, and oppress Black peoples. $100 billion over a 10-year time. To me, when I made a post about it, I'm like, well, if we ain't talking about $500 billion, we need to, you know, we need to be up in the ante. 500 billion up to $1 trillion. That's what I said in my post. Don't act like y'all just, you know, 100 billion going, you know, like, no. And then you got to not only look at the institutions that were that they had built at that time, you also have to look at the amount of money they've made since then. Like, it's some of these motherfuckers out here that net worth is over $100 billion. Jeff Bezos' net worth is $140 billion. And that's just one white man by himself. Conscious Coon Killer said the real estimate is about $13 trillion. But Jeff Bezos' net worth is more than what she's trying to give, Black people over a 10-year time. So this is about $10 billion a year. And then she also said that there will be a selected Black council, a chosen council of Black folk. What will their qualifications be? Who will be selecting them? So, you know, I had a couple issues with this shit. And I know motherfuckers always, Rob, you ain't negative. You don't never be happy about nothing. But we have to make sure that we understand some of this propaganda that they putting out here about us. Or how they're targeting us. I won't say they're putting it out here about us per se, but I'll say they're targeting us. Now, on my post, I said that any black person talking about, well, black people wouldn't know what to do with the money anyway, blah, 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 blah. I was just going to block them. Because we are the only people that would do that shit. When everybody else getting reparations, I'm sure they're talking about, well, them Jewish motherfuckers, they ain't gonna know what to do with the money, so they don't deserve it. Like, no. If you have that thought or if you have that opinion, keep it inside your head. And don't be in line if they start handing the bread out. Now, you said you don't know what to do with it. So don't come stand in this line now, waiting on no checks, and you don't even think black folk deserve it at all. Even though, if you look at the amount of money, and I think if we goddamn, what's that lawyer's name that was looking into it and he mysteriously died? The O.J. Simpson, Cochran was looking into this shit. And it was up in the $1 trillion range. I even see some people saying 10 trillion. Cochran was looking into this, what America owed black people. He died. And then the conversation went away. Conversation went all the way away. If we remember correctly. Now, some people call it conspiracy theory. Rob, you be on that conspiracy. I can call it whatever you want. That black man was looking into it. And he gone. So, as black people, I do want us to understand that even if you disagree or you believe in your mind that black people won't go buy J's and chains and grills and, all that. Like, it don't matter if you think that. Just keep your mouth shut for a minute. Just be quiet. For a second. For 1 second. You got to be quiet. But they're running this campaign. Oprah going to be behind her. She's talking about reparations. Black folk juiced up a little bit. Excited. Now, and I made my post. I said, sidebar, popular vote don't matter. At the end of the day, we have to remember that before we allow any type of, we have to understand that the electoral college is the one that selects the president. I keep telling us, ain't nobody want to listen. That's fine. But you got to understand that's reality. Whether you like it or not, whether you believe in it, want to believe in it or not, whether you just want to wear your little pin and your little hat and say you voted, you can do all that. At the end of the day, you went down there, you did that, but it ain't going to matter. PG number 13 says, you're totally right, Rob. However, what are we expecting? They can't just cut every black person in America $1 million check because black is such an ambiguous term nowadays, SMH. Why not? That wouldn't bother me if they cut every black person in America $1 million check. I wouldn't give a damn about it being necessarily ambiguous. I really wouldn't. I guess I wouldn't be concerned with, well, if they give me a $1 million check and they giving every other black person $1 million, like, why would I be mad about that? That wouldn't bother me. That wouldn't bother me at all. That wouldn't concern me. And I'm not saying that we should be expecting anything per se, PG. I'm not saying we should be expecting anything. This is what she said. I'm just talking about what's coming out of her mouth. I feel like the 100 billion is bullshit. That's how I feel. C-Stars, that's a very good point. C-Stars said, I feel like the day they give us what they owe us is the day the US dollar is reduced to next to nothing. Very true. Too much money in circulation. Mad love, conscious Coon Killer 22. So you gave me a shout out on your channel. Mad love, man. I appreciate the love. I appreciate that love. Kick Science Socially said Dr. Claude Anderson should be in charge, needs to be in charge. Dr. Claude Anderson would be a viable candidate. But do you think they would pick? Do Do you think he would be one of these so-called chosen? Because we got to look at, you know, even the black people in positions that are supposed to represent us. We have to look at how they're chosen, why they're chosen. I think he would be a good choice, but you know what I'm saying? Like, there are some would-be grassroots, powerful black teachers that we could suggest, you know, be in charge. But I don't know who she talking about choosing. I don't know who Oprah talking about choosing. I mean, I'm sure Oprah would be in her ear. I don't know who Oprah would pick. I damn sure don't think it would be Dr. Claude Anderson. I don't think it'd be him. You know what I'm saying? Don't think it would be him. Don't think it would be him. But we have to not just get excited because some white person is acknowledging something that we've been talking about. We have to be careful of how we get excited and get on board, and then we'll be championing her for words. For words. Just like we champion Bernie Sanders for words. Conscious Coonkill said we need land, not just money. Exactly. Because just like, God damn it, I forgot who left the comment about the dollar depreciating because there's so much money in circulation. That's real too. At least they make us think it's real, you see. Because really money ain't shit anyway. The inflation, all this shit, they're just a bunch of made up bullshit. But land would be more tangible simply because they didn't, when the Europeans was coming over here, they were giving them land. They wasn't just breaking them off for no money. They gave them land because they know within having land, you have power. Because you can do what you want with that land. It's your land. You see, and if you decide to sell that land, then you make the money off selling that land. They didn't come in just giving them money. They came in and gave them land. And they didn't give us shit. Which is what makes anybody that's saying we're not owed reparations, anybody that's saying that's not something that black people need, that's bullshit. That's some straight bullshit. PG number 13 says descendants of slavery, descendants of American chattel slavery should be exempt from all income and property tax, should be offered free education and health care. And they might want to let our brothers and sisters out of prison for no goddamn reason why they at it as well. And how about let us police our own neighborhoods? We need a whole different justice system, really. Because you can have a would-be rich nigga in the system of white supremacy, but it ain't about to do too much because, again, they're still rich within that system, you see. They still got money within that system. Now, I'm not going to say it'd be against, again, I'm not going to be against money, but we have to be realistic about it. Without the ability to make laws that are fair to us, have people come out and would-be police and enforce the would-be justice system that aren't racist as fuck for us. For example, the Supreme Court, you know, all them is mostly white folk. And if they're not white, then they got a white mind any goddamn way. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's deeper than money. But I'm not going to deny no money, you see. Like, if they decide to do this shit, they're going to be like, nah, man, y'all can keep that shit, but no. But I don't think it's going to happen, you see. I think she's just saying that to campaign. Because she can suggest it, but that would be a bill that would have to pass. That's why we have to understand and be very careful when people are campaigning, because they're talking about the things they want to do. Or I wouldn't even say the things they want to do. I'll take that back, because I don't trust these motherfuckers. They're talking about the things that, you know, that they in concept want to do. They're going to tell you that they want to do it. Now, by the time they actually, well, if she was to win the seat or get the presidency, she still has to, that bill has to pass. She ended up having to shut the whole goddamn government down. It's like your boy Trump, you know, just got through doing it. They put it on pause for 3 weeks. To get something like that passed, she had to shut the whole government down for the rest of the government. Won't be no more. Because them motherfuckers have to agree with this shit. It don't work like, you know, I'm the president, here's this. They run on this one, when I become the president, if I become the president, I'll do this. But what they leave out is, well, I can't do this if they don't agree to this. So that's why we have to understand what campaigning is and what campaigning means. And I do agree with that. All you have is now, she started a conversation. I do agree with that. Just having that conversation be put out there. I do agree with that. No, it don't work like that. Time to Work says it's called executive order. Executive orders don't work like that. You think if executive orders was a way to get shit done, Donald Trump would be still begging for a wall? You think that? You think he'd be begging for it if it was about executive orders? It don't work like that. Well, you know, if they don't all agree with it, it don't work like that. It has to be something that everybody agree with. It don't work like you are, well, God damn it, fuck this shit. Executive order number blah, 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 wall, nigga. Donald Trump would have did that shit the first goddamn day. You think he'd be waiting? No, he wouldn't be waiting. He'd have did that shit already. You see. So executive orders don't necessarily work like that when she's talking about money. She's not just talking about a bill. When you talking about money, executive orders ain't gonna get it done. She's talking about the government giving $100 billion. Trump is talking about the government giving him the funding to build that wall. You're not going to executive order your way through that. Neither did. That's just like when Obama had to shut down the government for about 17 days to get the Obamacare shit jumped off. Because if he could have, again, he would have just wrote an executive order for that. You see. So when they talking about taking bread, everybody got to be in agreement with that. They're not in agreement with the wall. And if you think these white motherfuckers going to be in agreement with them coming out giving black folks any amount of money, you know, let alone 100 billion, 500 billion, a trillion, 10 trillion. No. She had to shut this whole, the government will be shut down for the rest of the, just gone. There would be no more government. Wouldn't be no more. Respect Time to Work. Essence Aquarius said World War III should start. I wouldn't be mad, goddammit. I wouldn't even worry about it. Ain't gonna happen though. That ain't gonna happen, you know. It ain't gonna happen. She would just give up. Oh, y'all said no? Well, look, black folk, I tried. Remember, I told y'all I was going to do it, and I did actually try. They just told me no. And we can't leave the government shut down like this. We most definitely cannot leave the government shut down like this. So y'all saw me try. You can't say I lied to you. I tried. That's how they get us. Because they can say anything while they're campaigning. You gotta understand campaigning. Like, they can say anything, what I want to go in there and do and all this shit. Like, No. All that's is just talk. It's what they want to do. And we have to understand that while people are campaigning, you can hear them say it, but understand they're not just going to walk in there and just do anything, especially if it's involving something that requires the government to fund it. Because then they will have to cut something. And they're damn sure not going to, cut any type of defense, the military and all this shit that we use to bully other countries, all day long. They're not going to cut no shit like that. They end up cutting Social Security. When you hear about Medicaid cuts and things like that, those are the programs they end up cutting and gutting, as they call it. They'll try to take the money from there. That's how this game works. And we got to do that. That's why I wanted to come on here and put this shit in layman's terms to make sure that we understood that this is cool. You can go do some research on her. All this is all good, but we have to understand how campaigning works and how she's proposing something that's a really low amount. It's a little bit disrespectful. I mean, I won't even say a little bit disrespectful. It's completely goddamn disrespectful. It's disrespectful, the money amount. But she know that's something to get black folk riled up. Oprah probably told her, hey, look, go say something about some reparations real quick. You see. Say something real quick about some reparations. They'll jump on board with that. At least you'll have some black support. Because Bernie said no. So we can at least run against him by the fact that he said no to it. So I think you can get him with this, Because if you look back over her so-called activist work, nothing about any of this is in there. It's women's rights stuff, women's movement stuff like that. None of this stuff she's talking about now. This dude be going in. You still this dude Handsome Truth be going in about some damn Jews. That's hilarious to me. That's hilarious to me. C-stars, exactly. They have to know we will not be pandered to. They have to know that. They have to know that we're not dumb. You know what I'm saying? Like, and if we show them that we are, and we just back people when they come out here and say stuff. And if she's talking about she said, I think for 35 years, she's been exposing and naming. I'm like, wait a minute. I don't remember her. I don't know who she is. If she's been doing this for 35 years. I don't remember that. They don't come in and talk about no institutional racism and shit like that. Right. Actually, Kirkland, you're exactly right. They like to dangle that carrot in front of us, and a lot of black folks fall for it. Absolutely. Absolutely. That's fucked up. Smokes a lot better. That's fucked up. My Americans aren't known for smarts. You talking about test scores, goddammit. We got to have some common sense, though. We're going to have to. Don't tell them. 42 tribes, don't waste your time. I told this dude, I told a brother that's saying all this shit about Jews. I told him all this shit last night, and he is very serious about this Jew shit. He's very, very serious about them. A lot of times when you see people talking about Jews, it's other white folk, and they trying to deflect and make it all about Jewish people and shit like that, which I'm not saying any Jewish motherfuckers ain't out here doing some shit, but they still white. Like, don't try to act like y'all different. But we did that last night. But he's very serious about it. And he may need to deflect the shit off himself. It is what it is. It is what it is. They love to try that shit. Goddamn Jews. It's them. Okay. It's them, but what are you doing right now, sir? Are you exposing racism and white supremacy? Are you Anything like that? Timothy O'Hara. And put something on, but one of his comment read, apparently. Y'all paying me to read comments. I mean, continue this shit. I mean, goddamn. Y'all go ahead. Keep on. Whites would never pay reparations for what corporations did. The average white didn't benefit from slavery. That is trash. By the way, 40% of slave owners were Jews. This motherfucker might have went and logged into another account and brought this shit in here. Like, 40% of slave owners was white. Okay. Thank you for that information, sir. What the fuck you mean? 40% of slave owners was Jews. We just told you Jews is white. What the fuck does that mean, really? The average white didn't benefit from slavery? What the fuck you mean? What are you saying? The average white benefits from the idea of, or the corporations being set up to favor white. The white motherfucking going there with a goddamn job application. So how does he not benefit from slavery? Just based on him being white alone, he benefited from slavery because the corporation is now owned by his people. The plug, I think, is the young folk call it the plug. How the fuck? If you are the plug, you and the plug are the same type people, and the plug is racist as hell against black people. How does the average white not benefit from that? From being able to be, you know, CEO or a high up executive position just based on the strength that they are white. So they got that opportunity. They know the plug. Try to make it plain for y'all. I really do. When y'all come over here, man, I love to y'all too. I try to make this shit real plain. The average white motherfucker look just like the plug. And the plug looks out for his motherfucking people. It is what it is. Some of y'all say he a paid troll. Everybody went and logged out and logged into some bullshit. Well, let me drop this on them real quick. Let me tell them that 40% of slave owners, they was Jews, and white people don't benefit from slavery. Like, that's what y'all like to believe. Y'all like that. Because that helps you disconnect yourself from having to do anything to fix the shit that y'all done did. I get it. I understand the cognitive dissonance that comes with the situation, but I ain't gonna let it happen on my motherfucking watch. I can't do it. You and the plug one the same, but you don't benefit from. So like, you just stop it. No, that's not right. And don't let people do that to y'all either. Don't let people do y'all like that. That's the game they like to play. They like to, you know, they'll talk about, poorer white people, and then say, well, there's no way they benefited from it. Look, they poor too. And I understand that there are some poor white motherfuckers out here. There's some poor ones. Any more y'all trolls getting here and talking about Jews, C-Stars, you right. $50 on the goddamn super chat. I ain't reading no more of this shit for $2, $3 now. Y'all wasting my goddamn time. But I am trying to show y'all how to deal with these types of arguments in a very, regular, chill way. Like, nigga, you the plug, stop. Your people the plug. Don't play these games, But they like to distance themselves from the situation, so they like to say, well, I ain't do nothing. It ain't me, it's like, okay, But I know it's your people, though. So if it ain't you and it's them, then you need to be going over there, goddamn, making sure, or doing something about knocking that shit down. You need to do something about your plug, them your people. Go do something about your people. You see. What you gotta do? NY bad, they say Malcolm X disagree with you. That's what make you think I'm not a carbon copy of Malcolm X. If you notice, my name is Robert Perkins, and I get on here and talk about the shit I fuck with. I don't mind Malcolm X disagreeing with me. Well, I don't know what that's supposed to mean to me. That's fine. I still respect him. I disagree with him. It's okay. It's gonna be all right. So yeah, they get a life trolls. Right, Taylor Green, exactly. But lame, they still won't understand it. Taylor Green says, "I'm not black, I'm Christian." You see how that sounds? Stop saying Jews aren't white folk. It's just like simple. I ain't black. I'm Methodist. You know, Episcopalian, nigga. You know, I'm Episcopalian, motherfucker. Timothy, I said 50, not 5. You may be a little mistaken. Right. I'm just gonna go. I don't know what these motherfuckers. I don't know where they're coming from. I'm done with them though. We're not gonna keep doing that. They keep wanting to talk about the average white person. The average white person. Blah 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 blah. The average white person doesn't directly benefit. But what is the average white person who is supposed to be the majority in this country? What the fuck are they doing about it? Are they doing anything about it? Average white person. What are you doing? If you're not benefiting from it, why are you not mad? Because it's us catching the hell, right? That's why y'all not mad. We the ones being shot, not getting justice, and this is why y'all not mad. Y'all come in here trolling and shit. But y'all ain't mad. Y'all just want to say, oh, it ain't us. We work like you. I know you work like me. But them your people. Why you ain't mad? Y'all call us angry. We have a right to be angry. But why aren't you? If you're not them, why aren't you mad? That's the question. Why aren't white folk upset about racism, institutional racism? Since y'all want to be in here talking all this shit, since y'all here, why aren't y'all mad? You see. That's the question we got to ask these white folk when they start trying to separate themselves. Y'all don't seem mad, though. That's interesting. You don't see a whole lot of black channels or even black content. Black content or not black content. You don't see a lot of white channels or white content that are geared towards completely dismantling the system of institutional racism. You don't see that. You see black folk doing it. By and large, it's black people. Y'all just come to black people channel to say random ass shit to try to get us off of what we focused on. Smokes a lot bear say I'm biased. You can call me biased. That's fine. How long has the white man and his mama been biased? Wouldn't it be about time to even this shit out? I mean, I don't, I'm biased. I'm mad. You can call me angry. You can give me whatever you gotta do. You can do. I understand. I'm black. I was born into a system that's against me. You grow up in a system that's against me. I don't get it. It's these guilt tactics that they, that they try to use. She said, don't do something just because someone else is. Call out race. So I'm not supposed to be on here calling out racism, making sure my people can see through propaganda. And what I don't understand what you mean. I don't get it. You don't go calling white folk bias ever. I notice. Don't nobody go to white people's channels or even in the white media. Nobody goes and call white people biased. Nobody. It's only us. It's only when black people start loving themselves more than they love white folk, or more, start praising themselves more than they praise black folk, then motherfuckers want you to call you racist, or apparently I'm biased. Like, why is that? You don't think that's hypocritical? Do you ever go ask white people on their channels why they talking about the little bullshit they talk about, why they're not mad about racism? Does anybody white ever go do that? I don't see it. I don't see white people calling their own people like, motherfucker, why ain't you mad about racism? You seem to be real comfortable just sitting there chilling, and black people out here being killed, lynched, disenfranchised, redlined, denied loans, and redlined into ghettos, even a privatized prison complex. Why? How are you sitting here and you ain't mad about that? I don't see white people go to other white people channel and say stuff like that. They come to ours. That's crazy. Jaywan, you right. But I be trying to show us how to deal with them. Say, folks always trying to call you something, Rob, but be quick to water down what folks been doing to oppress people all over the world, especially black folk with an agenda. Exactly. They'll try to guilt you. And I didn't even tell them to come in here. I ain't told nobody to come in here. It's clear what this channel is about. Right, exactly, Denise. It's okay for whites, Asians, and Hispanics to show self-pride, but it's biased when black people do it because they want us to love them no matter what. Like that's what they want. They want us to love them, love what they do, love our position, and be quiet, be happy you're here. We let you play football, we let you play basketball. We kinda, we'll let you go to school with us, and like you. That's what they want us to be. They want us to be happy about all that and be quiet. You see. But then come on a black channel and, it's just like, go to some white folk channel and say some stuff to them. If you're not biased, because if you only saying it to me, motherfucker, you can't call me biased. Like, go to white folk and ask them why they ain't mad real quick. Real quick. Ask them why they're not mad. Don't tell them, Ashley. We done with trolls for the night. We done with them. We done with them. Don't even ask them no questions. They can't answer none of the questions. I'm asking questions. They not answering any of them. So we done with them. That's what you do. That's all you can. It's just, and when they're not asking, they're not answering any of the questions they're being asked. They'll kind of come back at you with more questions of bullshit. Like you didn't ask them a question that they won't answer. How many white channels? All they have to do is type in a number. Very simple. How many white channels do you go to and say and ask them and suggest to them that they should be mad about racism? They should be doing something to fight racism. You'll never see it. I can't even get a number. I can't get a simple number. So they ain't gonna answer no question. We done with it. Because they know they don't do it. Y'all just start blocking all the trolls. Y'all know this. Just block them bitches. We done with them. They ain't gonna answer no questions, and we done. Yeah, it's sad. This is exactly what they use their energy for. You know. Black people, what you mean you don't love us? What you mean? You tired of my foot being on your back? What you mean? They don't like that. They don't understand that. When black folks start standing up, they don't like that. Any troll you see here not answering any of the questions I'm asking, and they just typing more shit, block them. Just block them. Because they're wasting their goddamn time. But back to what we're dealing with. I do want black people to be smart. Because again, I'm not going to be on here. Not going to be here that much longer. We'll still wait to see if anybody answers any of the goddamn questions that I asked them. But we have to be careful. Bernie Sanders is on the ticket again. He'll be picking up steam. He'll have black people caping for him and pushing them through and trying to sell them to us. One of his biggest supporters, Killer Mike, will be doing it. We have now a Marianne Williamson, who's also running, who'll be talking, talking that shit, trying to get the black people out to vote, trying to get people to stand out in crowds and just clap and hold up signs. We got to start asking them tough questions. We got to start requiring that they be asked tough questions. We have to. Because they can't keep coming at us the same way. Now, I'm thinking, I don't know what ticket Bernie going to run on. I know this woman's running on a Democratic ticket. I don't know. And of course, Trump, he'll rerun. But I don't know. And then we got Kamala's ass running too. You see what I'm saying? We got Kamala running as well. So we just have to be careful how we allow them to pander to us. We have to be careful about that. So they can't trick us. Fourth Prodigy, you know. Mad love to you. Hey, I'm gonna fuck your shit up and you're gonna be mad at me. You'll fuck around and goddamn not like me no more for fucking it up. So I'm gonna just say the A. I'm gonna just say the A part. Mad love to you. Mad love to you. Fourth project about how the hell we go from 5,000 viewers from the live stream yesterday to 216 today, because 216 is that's normal. That's my normal. Nobody give a fuck what I'm talking about, you know. They don't care nothing about what I'm talking about. They don't even care. And that's fine, you know. That's fine. I don't require that they do, but they, you know, they're not here for that. They're not here for what we're talking about every week. They're not here for that at all. Well, that's why. I just explained it. They're here for, you know, motherfuckers came in through yesterday for, you know, drama and bullshit. That's all. We be talking about real shit every week, and then this is around the amount of normal people I have watching. And that's fine. I'll take my little crowd, and that's fine. I go on my Essence, says Rob, how often do you do lives? My normal day to do lives is Wednesdays, 9:00 p.m. Eastern time. That's my normal day yesterday. But today was random. I saw this, and when I saw her pandering, I seen how many black people was, you know, circulating. I said, well, let me try to come in and say something real quick. I couldn't wait till next Wednesday to say something. I wanted to go ahead real quick, knock it out, have a decent show. You know what I'm saying? Have a decent show just to speak on this propaganda so we can be aware of it. So we can be aware of it. That's all it is. That's I saw it. I figured I'm gonna come here and speak on it real quick. We actually had a good show yesterday, though. Even after all the bullshit was done, after all that was done, we had a good show yesterday. If you get a chance to, you should go watch the playback. I'm actually going to take the Nick Cannon part I did out of it and make it its own separate and upload that as its own separate thing. I think I'm going to do that at some point, maybe tomorrow. But, you know, we do all right over here. We keeps it real and we roll. Actually say you're not winning unless you got haters. Shit. Well, I got plenty of those right now, so that's fine. Right. You're absolutely right, Justin. Black folk do love drama, foolishness, gossip, ignorance. You're absolutely right. But you said that's why we're in the condition we're in now and probably will never get out of white supremacy. We're the most backwards race of people. We are. It's interesting. It is very interesting to observe. I'm gonna still call you A because I'm gonna fuck your name up, How A. I'm gonna just call you A. Says being new here, what's your view on voting? If you do, where do you stand politically? I don't believe in voting at all. I don't believe in the government. I will because the thing about, and I don't know whether you're talking about locally or I mean, if you're talking about presidential elections, it's been proven that it just doesn't. It's not real. How can Donald Trump lose a popular in a democracy? How can Donald Trump lose the popular vote by 3 million votes to Hillary Clinton and he still be president? So the reason I don't vote is simple. You know what I'm saying? Like it's simple. Is how okay, Hillary not the president he is, and that's the most recent example of that. George Bush's second term was like that as well. How you losing popular votes? You telling me to vote, people losing popular votes, and they're becoming the president. How I don't even see how people continue to go do that. So I don't have any political stance other than these motherfuckers be lying. That's my political stance. They be lying like a motherfucker, and whoever's in there don't give a fuck about us as people. That's just, and that can be proven. Like that's not me saying that, just making it up or just being on no conspiracy shit. You can just look and see the Electoral College chooses the president now, and then who they don't ask you to vote for is who is going to represent you in the Electoral College. You have to ask yourself that question as well. Why aren't they asking you to run to the polls and vote for who represents you on the Electoral College? Most people, like I had to do it one time, since you said you are new here, most people do not know who their Electoral College members are. They don't know who they are. They know they're making decisions as to what their basically their whole state is, you know, voting for, or who they choosing to represent them, but we don't know who they are. We're not voting for them. They're selected. They're selected. You do any amount of research on how the Electoral College becomes the Electoral College, they're selected. And they're selected by people that we don't know. It ain't us. They're not asking us. So you have to ask yourself that question. Well, why am I voting for the president when that nigga don't matter? Or why am I going to vote to the polls for the president and that don't matter? Why ain't I being sent to any polls to vote for the Electoral College and who I want to represent me on the Electoral College? You see. Jay Carson says, since you don't vote, how will you get rid of it? Get rid of what? What do you think I'm trying to get rid of? Tell me that. That's interesting. Get rid of what? You're not going to get you're not going to get rid of the Electoral College. I don't understand the correlation. You're saying since I don't vote, how do I plan on getting rid of the Electoral College? That doesn't necessarily make, I don't see how that makes sense. Because voting doesn't get rid of the Electoral College. The question has to be, as an intelligent person, is, well, why don't you get to vote for who represents you in the Electoral College? That's the unanswerable question. You don't hear it on CNN. You don't hear it on Fox News. You don't hear anybody saying anything about that. They just typically, they'll just blame the people. They'll just blame the people for that. But nobody asks those questions on these panels when they're having these long, big, drawn out political discussions. Nobody talks about the Electoral College. They don't talk about that. They go on there and talk about voters just to distract us into believing that it's real. You're right. You're right, Denise Young. It says, I need to stop shaming other BOP for not voting. I don't know what BI and BOP here, but I get what you're saying. We need to stop shaming other people for not voting. We've learned time and time again that it doesn't matter. It doesn't make a difference in you to decide if you want to vote. It makes people feel important. You know what I mean? I get the psychology behind it. Or I can't even say psychology because that's more of a individual thing. I understand the sociology behind it. I understand the storming into the polls. It makes people feel important. It makes people feel involved in the decisions that are being made as to who governs them. But it's a facade. It's a facade that they don't even hide behind our back. They put it right in front of our face. Because not by, even one vote, which would still be some bullshit. Donald Trump lost by 3 million votes. He's still the president. How do you rectify that? There aren't any large debates about that on TV. They're just that you have to question that. Yes. Tia Smith says, Rob, is the Electoral College the one whom makes the real decision when it comes to voting? Absolutely. They are. Absolutely. They select who the president is. The popular vote is something they just put on TV to put percentages up, color shit blue and red all over TV. It's childish as fuck. Coloring all over the screen, blue state, red state, 42% this, 52% that. It's just like, why you? And they with the shits, as y'all say. Try to use some of y'all's whatever y'all use today. They are with the shits. And we right there watching them motherfuckers be with the shits right in front of our faces. And we don't know who the fuck the Electoral College is. So we have to ask these tough questions. We have to let them know, well, we that smart now. Stop playing with us. You see what I'm saying? Don Rydell, you're absolutely right. A black person's vote is worth the same as anyone else's. And anyone else's is worth shit too. I ain't saying this ain't even a race thing. This ain't just, I'm not saying, well, black people vote don't count. I'm not saying that. Certain different states have a certain amount of Electoral College representatives. They're all based on the population of the state typically. And if you do any of the research, just research Electoral College, it's in plain sight. It's not hiding from anybody. No one's interested. But y'all listen, I'm about to get off here. I wanted to come in here and cover that real quick. I just want us to be able to see this propaganda, understand the propaganda is being ran. Even though this white woman might be talking good to us right now, we still have to think logically about the situation that we're in here. And is that going to be enough for us to be having her come on, even black shows, dancing and shit like that? She might start pandering to us like that, doing a little dance. and dancing and singing and listening to her. You might catch her on Instagram listening to a rap song and shit like that. They all pander to us the same way. They all do. That's what they do. I'm not asking Marianne Williamson. I mean, I don't need to go to the Instagram page and ask her. I don't need to go on the Instagram page and ask, because I know she ain't gonna tell me about the the electoral college. I know she won't do that. She ain't gonna do that. She ain't gonna do it. But I should try it just in case. I may try it just to see if she would do it. I mean, ask her, why are you out here trying to get the popular vote when the electoral college is the one that picks the president? What is that? Why do they do that still? Maybe she one of them type of people that will expose that. But since I never heard her utter the words institutional racism, I really don't know about her. I really don't know. But we need to pay attention. We need to pay attention to who they're using. Kamala, Bernie, and now Marianne. We have to do that. Because these are the ones they're running for black folk to get behind. And many black folk ain't going to get behind Trump. Now, there are some black people that will get behind him, but no. And I think somebody said something about Hillary thinking about running again, too. So, she'll go on, talk about goddamn hot sauce, do a little dance. Motherfuckers will dance with her and shit like that. They all do the same shit. But I'm about to get off of y'all. Mad love for everybody came here and spent this time with me. Y'all share the video if you fuck with the video. Hit that like button if you enjoy the time we spent here. Spread the word. We here. If you want to follow me on social media, links in the description box. And I'll see y'all Wednesday. Officially, I'll see y'all Wednesday. I may come back on here at some point. If I see some random ass shit going on, I may come back on here and talk about it before Wednesday. But Wednesday night, 9:00 p.m. Eastern time, I will be here. Mad love, y'all. I'm out.